Hey everybody, it's Shaman Sister Sin, and you're listening to the Meditations and More podcast brought to you by littleshaman.org. Today I want to talk to you about narcissists and cheating. This is a very common problem in romantic relationships, and I wanted to address it on the show. It can impact family relationships too if someone's narcissistic parent is always cheating on the other parent, or if they've abandoned the family for a new partner and things like that. Now, this should be prefaced by saying that, contrary to popular opinion, not all narcissistic people cheat, and not all people who cheat are narcissistic. There are people who cheat that are not narcissistic, and there are those who are narcissistic who do not cheat. This is why it's so hard to say whether someone is a narcissist just based on one behavior. They're individuals just like everybody else. Narcissists who do not cheat likely look for attention from other people in different ways. They're still going to seek attention, it just wouldn't be that way. For the pathologically narcissistic people who do cheat, there can be a few reasons for that. The biggest one is probably for attention. Whether it's sympathy, whether it's admiration, whether it's sexual attraction, attention is attention. You might have heard the term narcissistic supply. Supply, attention, energy, they're all the same thing. No matter what, it's unlikely that one person can give a pathologically narcissistic person enough attention to sustain them. They would always prefer to have more, they will usually seek more, and it's more valuable coming from people who are not wise to their game, so to speak. People who have not had their image, their perfect image of the narcissist spoiled by the narcissist's actual true behavior. Sex is sometimes part of the attention they're looking for, but sometimes it's an afterthought, a means to an end. It goes with the territory, you could say, but it isn't always the main goal. While attention might seem like a simple reason, it should not be overlooked. Remember that they cannot regulate or create their own self-worth. They must constantly receive input from other people in order to feel worth anything. When someone wants them, they feel important. This is why they engage in triangulation. If one person wants you, you're worth something. If two people want you, you're worth more, and so on and so on. Narcissists might also cheat for revenge. These are hostile, vengeful people who believe they are constantly being offended, insulted, dismissed, and disrespected. It is not outside the realm of possibility at all that they would engage in an affair just to hurt or get back at somebody. It could be their significant other, or maybe they'll carry on with the partner of a friend that they're jealous of or angry at. Narcissistic people unfailingly use emotion to attack and hurt others, and this is no exception. There are some narcissistic people who cheat because they're bored. Again, this sounds like a simple reason, but it should not be overlooked. Narcissists become bored very easily, and they don't experience boredom the same way that non-narcissistic people do. They experience boredom as oppressive or even frightening. This is one of the reasons we often see narcissistic people engaging in constant efforts to distract themselves. They know no peace. And when they are not constantly stimulated, the walls of their mind might sort of begin to close in on them. This usually results in them doing whatever they can to escape from that. This often involves bringing in other people. There are narcissists who cheat for fun. There are narcissists who cheat out of spite. There are narcissists who cheat for attention. There are narcissists who cheat to somehow raise their status in the eyes of other people, which of course raises it in their own eyes. But regardless of why they cheat, narcissistic people generally have one thing in common. They will not admit any wrongdoing on their own part. More than likely, their partner will be blamed, and that is, of course, provided that they even accept that it was wrong to cheat in the first place. Many pathologically narcissistic people do not accept that. They believe that whatever they want to do is okay because the way they see it, they needed to do it. And of course, if they needed to do it, they're excused. Narcissistic people have a very hard time with understanding the difference between want and need. Like really small children, want is experienced as need and is therefore very difficult for them to just ignore or control their behavior. Suggesting a pathologically narcissistic person go without something they want is usually experienced by them as them being denied a necessity and you trying to control them as well, and they often become very angry. It doesn't matter to them why they shouldn't have something, only that they're being told they can't have it. If your narcissistic partner has cheated on you or discarded you for another partner, please remember that it isn't your fault. People are responsible for their own actions, and that includes the people who don't want to admit that. All the denials in the world cannot change the truth. If they choose not to learn from the things they've done, then they can go through life having the same relationship over and over again. Eventually, it wears thin, but narcissistic people haven't learned other ways to get their needs met, and that is often when they get in real trouble. People often worry that the narcissist will be happy with the other person, and indeed, it can seem that way in the beginning. Just remember that it was like that for you too, at first, before you knew what you were dealing with, before you saw behind the mask. Don't envy their new victim. Even though it hurts right now, it will get better without that toxicity in your life. Pathologically narcissistic people do not change, and their new victim is going to learn that soon enough. I hope this clears a few things up for you. As always, I look forward to your comments, questions, and suggestions, so please keep those coming. I now take appointments over the phone or online. If you would like to go ahead and schedule an appointment with me, you can visit littleshaman.org, or you can follow the link in the information for this video. You've been listening to the Meditations and More podcast brought to you by littleshaman.org. That's me, Little Shaman. May the Great Spirit bless you and have a wonderful day.